What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of Games Recap.
Yes. All right. I just wanted to listen to make sure that we didn't hear any background music. Welcome to the show.
Super paranoid now.
Yeah. Starting an hour later because we realized that we filmed the show with the background music playing the entire time an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back at it.
This is the remix of the same episode, same conversation, but we're going to play it off like we've never done it before.
This is the recap remix.
That's why you want to tune in live, guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of live, you're watching on twitch.tv/blue_champs to see the fluff and the fun and how we handle live air mistakes.
Shout out to Eki Tubby, recent Twitch Prime subscriber, for letting us know of our fiasco. Thank you so much. We owe you something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me know.
Well, that was it. That's what you got.
The thank you.
The thank you. You can also watch us on youtube.com/blue champs. Mm-hmm. And any merchandising, you can find under bluechamps.com/merch. Buy some shirts or donate directly under that stream right there. You can see the donate button. That will go directly to us. If you want to funnel your money through Twitch Prime subscription, where they take half your money and give it to you 3 months later. I read the term. It's kind of insane. I'm kind of thinking of not doing that anymore. Just donate directly or on Patreon.
We're going to hold this for a while, and then we'll give it to you.
3 months. I looked at it. I was like, 3 months?
3 months worth of interest out of it, and then we'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's crazy. But we want to thank you, Twitch.
Yeah.
Subscribers. I mean, it does help. We'll see that money sometime in the future. So that covers pretty much everything.
All right. So, guys, in case you didn't know, I'm actually a psychic. I'm just going to predict the topic. Today's episode is about FIFA microtransactions. Am I right? Oh,
look at that. Wow.
I'm so
fantastic.
Good.
So EA has gotten in hot waters as of late because of all their handling of loot boxes. Yeah. Which is terribly or greatly, depending if you're a consumer.
Depending on which side you sit on.
Or, as a stock owner, right? So EA has constantly been in hot waters about this topic. FIFA is one of their main cash cow for this stance. FIFA is the one that started the trend over there. It's like, if we put this in every other game.
Yeah, I think the NBA 2K is probably what I would have known to have been to like the most notorious, but I do know that FIFA
is a bigger game.
Was
worldwide,
prior. Yeah. Both of them got they really need to wrangle in
for sure.
Oh man.
Well,
they're not gonna listen to me.
They're not gonna listen.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna read what's going on over there from top to bottom, but the idea is pretty much they are not wanting to stop. Mm-hmm. They are doubling down, but they are also understanding how the legal process works for anything to be fully banned. Yeah. They feel like they'll make billions before they have to change their ways of doing things.
It's money over everything, guys. This is a for-profit business, and to the point now where for-profit businesses go to the extreme to get like every single possible dollar immediately, no matter what they're causing or what kind of calamity is wreaking havoc on their consumers. Mm-hmm. Is what I'm noticing. Irresponsible wealth increase is what I call it. Mm-hmm. You got to maintain the fields, right? You want to be able to grow vegetables every year. You got to maintain the fields. Yeah. You can't just take all the vegetables and then think that like, okay, we're done.
Yes.
Kill the farm along with it.
Right. And as developers, we totally understand, right? Yeah. The idea of selling just a $60 game is very old and archaic, right? We're not even arguing the full type of rollout that EA is doing. We're talking about the specifics of what's going on, and we are going to go over that right now.
Let's see what we got.
It's like an article we just read like an hour ago. Yeah. So the kids empty our bank account playing FIFA, right? This is a stance that most controversial, political, just newsletter, anything about this topic, they always go from what about the children? What about the kids, right? And as I've argued many, many times before, I think that's bullshit. It's a parenting fault. But let's talk about this. So full children in particular nearly paid 550 euros in 3 weeks buying player packs to play the FIFA football video game online on the family's Nintendo Switch console. And this is where all the thing starts.
I'll tell you this: that wasn't a black family.
It wasn't an Asian family either. Yeah.
It's a racist joke. I'm sorry, but I could read that headline and be like, this wasn't us.
3 weeks? It'd be like a day and a half.
Bro, I would have made it.
2 seconds in.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
What are you so excited about over there, Larry?
Yeah.
Nothing. What do you mean nothing? That's
you would not let it slide through. Yeah, you're done.
Caught right then and there. If that was the combo, what are you doing over there? You're all excited. Nothing?
Yeah.
That's when my mom. That's when parents knew they needed to start investigating.
Exactly. 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks before you realized your kids were spending all your money. In FIFA, special players can be bought in packs, but the contents are only revealed after payment is completed. That's the developer problem right there that we need to fix. The children's father, Thomas Carter, had bought him a single pack for around $8. Got the info, and had not realized they had seen how he made the purchase. Come on, dude. This is clearly an idiot.
But when I was 10 years old, I wouldn't have needed to see the sequence that you went through to make the purchase. If your credit card info was already saved and I didn't have to re-enter it, I would have been able to rebuy. At 10, you know what I was doing at 10? I was able to get my VCR and like my cable box to get the like.
That's what I'm saying,
adult
Larry.
channel wavy lines to just be
That's
just
what
good
I'm
enough.
saying, man.
You could see something for like half a second.
Do you see yourself as an 8-year-old doing all this stuff? Do you see yourself doing and making purchases and not being able to understand?
Oh no, I would say the 10-year-old version of me would have known full well how to acquire additional packs. I would have known.
But yeah,
go to the shop. Oh, excuse me.
Right.
You don't need to attack me. Go to the shop. Buy this, buy that. I would have like that's easy.
But you didn't, right?
But I didn't.
That's the key factor that I keep trying to argue. You got to remember when we were 10, dude. We were fully aware of like being in trouble or not.
I got to expose myself. So do you remember those like I don't want to say Publishers Clearinghouse, but like shit, what were they called? It was those like 10 CDs for like $1 or 10 CDs for 1 cent. Yeah. I signed up for those, man, and I got like the Will Smith Big Willie style album. I bought all these albums because I knew that like I didn't have any damn money. Yeah. But like if they came looking, I was like, I'm not 18. So I'm not gonna lie, man. This is real shitty. I got the albums. I didn't pay, and they couldn't charge my father either. He didn't take the wrath because there actually wasn't age verification at that time, and I knew my address. I knew how to.
But look how smart you were at that age to understand. Like, Dad, we're protected. You want to listen to some Will Smith?
What's worse is,
but that's what I mean. Kids are smart,
bro.
Man.
My dad never asked where'd I get all this music from, though. That's one thing. He knew I had a CD player, but like I was like jamming to like all this music. Like, man, he really likes that Bobby Brown CD that I bought him. He's dancing like it's new music. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I feel like an asshole for that. I'm sorry.
Nah, kids do it all the time.
I'm sorry that I got like $110 worth of CDs because at that time CDs were like $17.
Yeah,
they hadn't reached the best
legitimate. Yeah, amount. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so sorry, Dad.
But you knew that it wouldn't come back to your dad, and he would have to pay.
I knew that I wasn't going to get in trouble, and I didn't even have credit to like start a bad. Oh my! It was bad, man.
Hustling.
But I knew. I was like, I thought about it, and I like even read like all the little fine print stuff because I was like, what if I can't pay? Because I wanted to hide it. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to hide it because I didn't have permission to do it in the first place. But there wasn't like YouTube. There wasn't music streaming at the time. If you wanted music, you had to have the CD. And that was an inexpensive. I could afford $1. Yeah, that was an inexpensive way for me to get music. And lo and behold, I had 10 CDs for that summer that I was jamming, killing them in the game.
But that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
that's a different type of approach. These kids are legitimately getting their parents in trouble.
Yeah.
That's a different layer of
those CDs didn't cost me $550. I'll say that. You know what I mean? Like, so nobody was on the hook. But I do feel bad for the parents because like that debit card decline feeling. That cuts deep.
That's really
especially
good.
There's people behind you too, and you got to start pulling out those excuses. Yeah. Oh, what? The stripe on my card. Oh, here, try this.
It's a crapshoot to who tells you too. Are they the asshole type that yells it out, or they try to whisper?
It's declined with that extra thing, like that extra loud. Hey man, just announce it.
It must be my other credit card. But yeah, 4 children spent nearly €550.
just so you know, I want to say this really quick.
Disclaimer.
To anyone out there, whoever has the declined issue, just be like, oh shit, I'm out of state. My bank must have shut it off. Let me go handle that real quick. Because everyone knows that everyone has had that happen to them. They're like, oh, you're out of state. We just noticed some charges have gone through. And we need you to verify. Just pull out your cell phone and be like, oh, I'm sorry. It must be because I'm out of state with my bank. I'll be right back. Walk clean out of the store and just drive away. I'm sad that I even have to say that to people because it's true. That's a slick move. But I haven't always been the Larry Charles that you see in front of you today. I was getting rip-off CDs, man. Like, I had a dark past.
We had a Japanese restaurant experience where we saw him, like, we didn't pay any. Well, we didn't order anything yet, so we're not doing illegal stuff or anything. But we just had bad initial hosting service where we didn't want to fall through. It's like, we're not eating here. Yeah. But we saw him, like, duck his head out. And it was an empty mall. Yeah. So I feel like he saw us across the banister.
He decided not to come get us.
Larry was 6'5". He's a big dude to miss because I felt like he saw us and didn't want us in it.
He didn't want us there in the first place. You ever walk into a restaurant and they don't say, like, oh, hello, welcome. Thank you for about to be spending money here. So happy you chose us. No customers in your place anyway.
How many? Wait outside.
Yeah.
That's really all
there
he
was
said.
Benches like right there.
Yeah.
Wait outside. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was really rude.
Let's see when I come back. But they probably had all you can eat as well. And they were
you think so?
Maybe. And they were worried like, oh, we know he's here. He wants all you can eat, and he's gonna eat a lot.
We had sort of that Korean, both long. We met up with Ray in LA. So longtime listeners from Roundtable News, you know, this is where Games Recap stemmed from. Yeah, hopefully one day we'll see his face. Yeah. Insider News says around 2020. Ray would be comfortable enough to be right here with us at this time slot.
Smoking his cigars.
He's smoking his cigar. So these guys ran in, right? And, you know, I'm a pretty big guy too. And we had, at least the older lady gave us like, how many? Like there was a non-eye contact moment there too, but not as rude.
Yeah, it wasn't as rude. They still served us. But you can tell when people know they're about to take it.
Yeah, and the young waiter was like, oh, yeah, okay, here you go, guys. And then that lady who was like, when I was ordering off the menu, and I was like, oh, can we have 8, 10? He's like, you want 15. I never had that done to me.
Yeah.
I should have stuck to my guns. No, I want 8. Can you give me 8?
I will say this.
I should have, but
one of the things that she ordered for us was a big ass steak. So
it was pretty good.
Yeah, but it was.
It's questionable though. How old is that steak?
I could tell that it was like she knows what they have a lot of inventory of that they're gonna try to move. They're not gonna offer us the stuff that they have a little of. She's like, oh, you want 8, 10, and 15.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Here you go. That's what you want.
It was quite an experience.
But she was right about the steak though. We got 2 of those things.
The steak was good, but. Yeah, we're going off tangent, but that felt like Los Angeles.
Speaking of steak, how about mistake?
Mistakes, all right.
In EA's,
here we go. Yeah. That's how we tie it back. So FIFA, these 4 children, dude, failed 4 times, parents. 550 euros in 3 weeks buying player packs to play the FIFA football video game online on the family Nintendo Switch console. FIFA is soccer, by the way. So football. For people who are confused, we're not talking about the NFL. And then in FIFA, special players can be bought in packs, but the content's only revealed after payment is complete. Again,
that makes sense.
Yeah. The children's father, Thomas Carter, had bought him a single pack for around 8 euros and had not realized they had seen how he made the purchase. The Switch has been confiscated indefinitely. Nintendo has agreed to a full refund and has removed the purchased players.
Shout out to Nintendo.
While FIFA is published and sold by EA, the payments had been made via the family's Nintendo account. Nintendo did not respond to a request for comment. Mr. Carter from Hampshire admits that he did not take full precautions to limit access to the Nintendo account. He did not use a single or unique PIN number, and the email receipts were sent to an old email address with a full inbox. I just thought the children would do it, he said. I just never thought the children would do it.
Bro, looking at this...
Quoted by every bad parent.
I will say this about parenting stuff in general. Like... I agree with you on the sense that, like, parents bring children into the world. You have created a responsibility. As much as you want to say children add and you love and all this stuff, it's a responsibility, right? Like, you're responsible for rearing an adult to prepare them for world, to prepare them for success. but to also help mold and shape their morality compass, to let them know what boundaries are, consequences are, things like that.
Children is a reflection of you, man, an extension. Yeah.
So I hate scapegoat parenting, and I'm not a parent myself, so I don't want to create a big, oh, you don't understand, you don't have kids, and you don't blah, blah, blah.
I'll comment on behalf
I'm pretty
of
sure I'll feel the same way. Like, if my kid fucks up, I'm going to acknowledge that, like, this is now an opportunity for me to sit with my kid and teach to, you know, so kids are going to make mistakes. They're going to do dumb shit. Everyone who's a parent knows that they were once a kid who did dumb shit.
Yeah.
But they learned, hopefully. Yeah. That was an opportunity for you to be like, okay, here's something I need to tell my kid. Son, I was at the grocery store and I had to do the Larry Charles decline phone card trick to get out of a bad situation. But just to let you know, we don't have groceries this week because you wanted Messier. So like,
no. Fuck that. I told you my approach. We have groceries, but you are just eating rice this week because you spent your portion.
You spent all your
on these packs.
On packs.
So why don't you go to your Nintendo and flip those packs while we eat dinner and eat some rice balls?
Oh man, but it
is a teaching
scapegoat parenting. Just always bothered me.
Yeah,
like music, Eminem music.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, how did the kid get the CD?
Exactly.
Oh my God, the kid's playing GTA. Okay, cool. So how did the kid get GTA? And then once you found out about it, what did you do?
Right.
Like kids are slick. So I won't put it past a kid that they're gonna do things that you say don't do, and they're gonna bring things into their life that they shouldn't have. I had a copy of Mortal Kombat 2 hidden under my bed for weeks because I had to borrow it from a friend at school whose mom was cool enough to let him have it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I didn't even want my mom to know I was playing it. So I had the TV all the way on 0 and I kept it under my bed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't have wanted me to have Mortal Kombat 2.
Of course.
But I imagine if she found out that I had it, we would have had a conversation. And she would be like, Larry, give it back. Maybe you'll get Street Fighter because there's no blood in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
What's the compromise here? But here's why I don't want you to have it. You know what I mean? Parents, you're not going to catch everything. But when you do catch something, it's your responsibility to take action.
Yeah.
Don't go pick it and break Eminem CDs. Teach your kid about music. Let them know about the dangers of things that you consider extreme.
Exactly.
That's where I am.
Right.
That's where I am.
I'm the exact same way. Like, if they had explained well enough why Mortal Kombat is bad to you and have a discussion why you feel like blood is a natural thing. It's like, yes, these are fatalities and pretty gory. Do you have like these PTSD from it?
Do you have ultraviolet fantasies?
Yeah. Do you have any of that? Like exploring that with your children. Because I grew up pretty much unfiltered. Like I was able to watch whatever I wanted. I can play whatever I wanted.
Oh, man.
And I can stay up as late as I wanted. And I turned out all right. But that's only because I know the edge of what I can take, right?
Yeah.
If I had shown like violent tendencies, or I'm doing fatalities,
like in real life.
In real life, I actually did a fatality in real life. As in, like in biology, we were in like 10th grade, right? I had like this German biology teacher, and we were dissecting a small pig. What
you guys had that nice school district.
We had a nice school. We had small pigs, dude.
Oh man,
bro. Like were you kind of icky with that stuff in biology? No,
I didn't have I didn't get to dissect shit.
You didn't dissect anything?
Man, no. In my school,
we had spare pigs.
The budgets are different. It sounds
the budget sounds
your
different.
School to my school.
But dude, I had a pig to myself in my lap part.
Oh
didn't want anything to do with it, right? But I was like, oh sweet, let's check out what's inside. And dude, I straight up like I carved around the spinal cord, and I ripped it like a fish, man, like a gutter, like a fish, and I ripped and I left the head of the pig. I was like, oh look what I did. And she's like, oh, very good. I can't do German accents, but like I was so proud of myself. Yeah. But some parents may look at that as like, this is a psychopath.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
No.
I was naturally curious. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Shit.
But you can't equate that to me like wanting to do it to like human beings. I feel like there's too much protection, and for me, I feel the same with my kid. But there's a compromise because my wife is exactly like no violence, no whatsoever. But I'm like, explain to him, is this giving you nightmares? If so, then we should stop. Every kid is a little different and is able to kind of sit through a conversation.
I think when it comes to child rearing, I'm one of those parents who still imagines things very primal, very like, I'm the headline of my pride. I have, my wife, and I have the cubs that I need to care for. But it is my biggest responsibility to train these cubs to replace me, to be able to survive in this environment, not protect them from the environment to the extent of every bad thing they never get to experience it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you're gone, all their protection is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You protect your child by making sure that they're capable of being able to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would be like, look, this is real trashy music, or this is extreme ultraviolet. I would expose my child to things that I think may danger them in the presence of myself so that I can guide them through it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I wouldn't like, son, this is crack cocaine.
Yeah.
This is, this is heroin, son.
Yeah.
Like,
see how you feel.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like, I don't want to be that parent that's always going to be running around talking about it should and shouldn't be this way.
No,
like
you have to let them experiment and make decisions.
On my son and
yeah.
you need to have no, I'm going to be like, son, what did that person do?
Yeah.
And then my son and I, or my daughter and I, are going to have a conversation, and I'm going to be like,
this is approaching physical laws, like
this is
territory. But like,
it's okay.
If your son comes home and he's like, I'm being bullied at school. I know my wife's approach is very like, you tell the teacher, you make sure.
Nope.
Maria's like, you go back tomorrow.
In the presence of my
and
wife.
push him back.
Make sure you tell the teacher that you Okay, son.
How did he push you? All right. You want to reflect that, right? Don't go any harder, but make sure you put a break to it as it happens.
Yeah, I want my children to know that society is a dangerous place as much as it is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I want them to understand what's around them, and I want them to have the tools to be able to make decisions and deal with it properly.
Mm-hmm.
That includes telling a teacher, that includes, trying to get help or avoid whatever conflicts and stay safe. I also want them to know when all of those like safety nets have been removed,
are gone
because someone caught you at the slide at Latchkey.
Yeah.
No teachers are nearby and they're about to pound you.
Yeah.
You can't tell a teacher then. You can't like, I'm going to get my dad then. You
Yeah.
got to live through an ass whooping, and then maybe you can do one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So when that ass whooping is about to happen, be like, son, do the move.
Yeah.
You have my full permission. If you know it's coming, do the move. I got your back. I got your back. I promise.
Yeah.
I don't care what they say. If that kid is about to pound you,
shin kick. Shin kick.
Do it in one motion. Just...
shin kick. It's true, man.
I laugh, but I'm that way. Like,
bullies are very simple, man. You check them, they'll leave you alone, right?
Or
at least respect you enough to be like, this is too much trouble.
If you're making it difficult for them, then they take that into account. If they're gonna like try to have their way, their power is lessened by someone who fights back.
Yeah.
So if they're used to feeling like omnipotent because no one fucks with them, but you're the one kid that does, even if you only take away half their power, that's noticeable. They're like, wow, I can't just go over there and do whatever I want and then continue life. Like, I'm going to have to prepare for a scrap because that kid's going to fight for his life.
Right.
I don't know. In this society, as much as I love the idea of being able to talk through everything, to be able to like trust in police, or to be able to trust that adults are going to tell my children the right thing, I know that society isn't what we want it to be. It's not ideal. This shit is real out here.
Yeah.
You got to prepare your kids for what's real. Threats, happiness, love, heartbreak, drugs, addictions, all kinds of stuff. I don't want to be that like book and pamphlet parent. Like, hey son, look, I'm going to tell your principal about this, and they need to make sure that all this stuff. Like, no,
it's not going to work.
That should be happening, but in the event that it doesn't, my kid knows how to defend himself. Yeah, my kid knows how to reach out for help. My kid knows.
Yeah. So this is in relation to what we're talking about. Yeah. Like parents telling like Nintendo, EA, like fix this problem. Yeah. Is terrible. It's the same idea that you're not taking responsibility. You're not teaching. You're skipping the most important step. Why are these kids making purchases, knowing full well that it's going to make a dent on your bank account, right? Yeah. So these are the dangers that are constantly happening, and parents need to take responsibility. Like, this guy is from his quote, I just thought the kid would never do it. Well, you don't know your kids.
Bro, hold on. We're looking at an itemized receipt, right, of all the purchases, and you were saying in the last episode, Monday, the 3rd of June, $31.
Yeah, they were obviously $15, looking for that main player right there. Oh my god. And like a week goes by. Oh, no. Look at this.
That was May.
Oh, this is May and then 2 June. All right, 31st.
He started small too.
Oh, he skipped the weekend, dude. He skipped the weekend and went back at it. Oh my god.
That's the addiction loop. And look, if you go back, first purchase on Monday, right? It was a small little okay, I'm just gonna.
Well, no. So May, June. So it starts from bottom up.
But just go to June is what I'm saying.
So starts in June. Okay.
Monday the 3rd of June.
Yeah, 15.
$11 is the first one, right?
Oh yeah.
Then 15.
Yeah.
Then 20. Then 31, 31, 31.
Yeah. He was spending more and more.
That to me is like an indication of like an addictive pattern, right? Because it wasn't like, oh, I just need to. Like it was like
if I spend more,
he was
get
ramping
messy.
up. He was ramping up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were ramping up.
He had 4 kids, dude. Failed 4 times.
You can't let kids play a pay-to-win game because they hate losing.
Yeah.
And they know where to get better cards. Like that is a setup, if you ask me.
It's a setup.
Man, I've never seen a kid handle losing.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No. He and his wife only realized what had happened until their car was declined elsewhere because their bank account was empty. FIFA 19 has been certified as suitable to players from the age of 3. Yeah, I mean, that's true. You can play soccer. Mr. Carr said his children, who are all under the age of 10, felt very remorseful and had not understood the impact of what they were doing. I mean, what are you teaching your kids? That they don't understand and you spend my money. I don't have my money anymore. Like, how hard is it to get it across to them? It's like, hey, here's something that you value. Give it to me. It's like as simple as that. What else in your room do you really like? That's mine now.
The Switch.
You never get it back.
He said he confiscated.
Yeah, but
the
I hope
Switch.
the way he took the Switch was in a way to understand you had something that you love. Now it's taken away because of bad decisions.
You know,
instead of just like, here, give it to me.
I might be kind of sneaky.
You are fucked, kid.
Because like they took from me without me knowing, and then I was surprised by I don't have any money anymore. So I might like, you know what I mean? Just don't even tell them. Just take like all the GI Joes. You know what I mean? Just where are my GI Joes? And they come looking for them, crying.
If your
like,
kids
oh,
went and did that to you, like what would be Larry Charles, the dad,
to be honest,
plan of action?
I would hope that
you look at you're at a restaurant. You're with your wife, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh man, at a restaurant.
First of all, your wife is like, what have you been spending? I've been doing it. I'm good. Let me check this out. This is embarrassing. Can you get this one, babe?
I would
check the bills, and he's like, oh, what the fuck?
I would probably be like this. I would first hope that when I'm at the point in life where that I have children with me, that I wouldn't be $550 away from
realizing
declining.
Yeah.
Because that's a scary
3 weeks later.
A scary small threshold of how much money that family operates off of.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they have better economic times. I'm just gonna start by saying that. It would really scare me to be like, I have a kid now, but I also only have like $550 away from
4
zero.
kids.
That's scary. What I would say is, but like, yeah, if it came to my attention that my kid had just spent $500, like without telling me, without me knowing, and like,
what would you feel like? What the fuck, FIFA? Or would you feel like, as a parent?
To be honest, I would feel upset at the game, but I would also be like, this is an opportunity now that I have to teach my son or daughter to make sure that this doesn't happen. I always put it on me, because you were saying earlier that like you blame yourself, but I get what you meant, that like you knew it was on your shoulders to make sure that this didn't happen anymore. And I agree 100%. As the parent, it's me. It's my responsibility to be like, hey, there's bad shit out here and I want you to avoid it, and here's how. Even if I know that bad shit shouldn't exist, I know that that's just inevitable. That's life. Like there's always going to be threats to safety. There's always going to be dangers. There's always going to be traps. I got to prepare my child. So I'm going to go tell my child, like, you fucked up.
Yeah. Don't
do it anymore. I'm taking the Wii. I'm taking the GameCube. Shutting the studio down unless you go to Junior's Cheesecake. You know.
How long is he gonna be in trouble for?
I would.
What are the grounds?
If there was one thing I would do parenting wise based on my own life experience, I would introduce allowance as soon and as early as they can understand the concept of money.
Really?
I would give them enough that they could do fun, but not enough that they could always have what they wanted. And I would love to see if I could just stick to that, and then birthdays and Christmases as their way of like getting the things that they want in life, and just be like, here, you want that? That's cool, no problem. You can do whatever you want with your money. Here's your $10 this week. You know what I mean? I got my couple thousand because I work. Your mom has her couple thousand because I love her. And here's your $10.
Yeah.
Hey, you want the lollipop from the grocery store? It's all yours.
Yeah.
You want the teddy bear, whatever, it's all yours. Oh, you don't have enough? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You going to sell lemonade, or are you going to save?
That's true.
Or wait till Christmas.
Right.
I honestly, I think that the biggest thing that I would have loved if my parents were very more strict upon, or at least had the opportunity to like really hone in on me, was like giving me a financial education as early as possible. I didn't really have my eyes set on like, man, Larry, you can't just be spending everything until I was homeless.
Oh yeah.
And like I saw what happens when you didn't have anything.
So did you actually do chores to get money, or no? Not at all.
That was my scheme.
Okay.
So I always had a scheme. Like the best example I had was like my father worked. I never had a babysitter with my dad. I was just always with him. He would be off doing whatever, but I'd be right there. And so in the summertime, he used to go and get office supplies or whatever from, what the hell is that place? It's like a BJ's, or it's like a Costco kind of place. And one day I'd like walk down the aisle where the toys were, and they had this big jug, like water bottle jug full of Pogs. And this was like just at the tail end of the Pog craze, but I never had a lot of Pogs.
Right.
I always had like 50.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at 2,000. They were off brand,
but
they were still Pogs.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends that played Pogs anymore, but I still saw the value in that.
They want that, yeah.
And it was like $30.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Dad. I was like, oh, can I get this? It's $30.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you can't have that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was distraught. I was like, this is like a gold mine, Dad. You don't understand how valuable this is. Like in kid math, I'm I'm trying to break it down for him. I was like, I've never had this many Pogs. This will be great. No, you can't. And so like I was like, for the next week, I was like, okay, Dad, okay, I can type fast. Yeah, I'll help you do typing in the office, or I'll help do this and this and that. And we finally came to an agreement where I could work to get the money that I needed for the Pogs. And then he eventually bought it for me. I played with it for like a day and a half. Yeah. Because I had no one to play it with. Yeah. And there's only so many times you can go, yeah. But I worked for it. Yeah. I worked for it. He made me work for it.
That's good. I am fine with the bartering system. I still have I understand the allowance of introducing money and understanding that at an early age. Yeah. But I also have this like, it's like I told you to wash the dishes. I'm not getting money for that. Do you want to live here? Do you want to live outside? Like, get your hand away from me. Go wreck the yard.
Yeah, fair enough.
We all do things around the house.
Yeah. No,
if you're physically able to, go do it to maintain. I always, because I had friends growing up that had allowances that were doing regular chores that I was doing for free at home, right? So I never understood, it's like, what the fuck?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I had it pretty good in that aspect. Both of my parents had some sort of allowance type system. Right. My dad's was more laborious than my mother's. My mother usually, like, if we went to the mall or whatever, she would give me like $20. I see. But I also had a like set rate that I would accrue money from her. Right. So long as I didn't give her shit. Like behavior. Your room was clean, the bathroom was clean, and you weren't being an asshole this week. Right.
Wow. See, that was the stuff I was missing. Yeah. I grew up, I was like, yeah. As you do.
Thank you, son, for doing what you're supposed to do.
Get the fuck out of here. This is not even the thank you. It's like, are you full? Are you warm? Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. So I don't know. I got to read more into that because I wonder what the psychology is behind that. Because I've always had a hard time. Like, why would I pay my son?
I will give you this.
For doing chores.
The long-term effect for me was I've never been upset about not having anything because I immediately knew that I could put a plan together and execute the plan to get the thing. But I also I never looked at a thing with the evaluation of, I probably don't need that thing. Yeah. Like, for me, it was, you want it, but you don't have it. Okay, so how are you going to get it? And I've just always been that way. That's why I like big into cars, big into, like, if you look at my house, I have all the stuff that I love, but I don't actually have a house. I have an apartment. I don't actually, like, I'm not financially set, but I have a camera that I wanted. I have a car that I wanted, or I have like the video games, right? Because I'll always be like, oh, damn, I want that new iPhone. I can't afford it right now. So how can I afford it? Right. So that's the mindset that I have right now. But I really wish I had more of that. Larry, do you really need all this? Because what you will need is 10 years now from this. 20 years from now, this. 30 years from now, this. Yes. Oh, remember that time you lived in a car, Larry? You want to avoid that? Well, it would have never happened if you probably had some more time spent into like saving just to save because you don't know. Right.
So he and his wife only realized what happened until after the fact. However, he also said he felt the game in concept of buying player packs without knowing what was inside them was unethical. Well, we agree with you there.
I actually disagree.
So isn't this the gambling bit?
This is so
Like you're not getting messy when you buying.
exactly. That's how EA is trying to skirt around the issue by saying it's not gambling because there's no return on investment monetarily, right?
Yeah.
You giving them money, they're jumbling up some variables and being like, here are the cards that you get.
Yeah.
If you don't get the cards that you want, you're incentivized to spend more money again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
EA wants that.
Yeah.
They're trying to like ride the literal technical definition of gambling by saying, but we're not giving them money back. There is no way that they can put down 5 and pick up 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you take out cash or if you take out the actual money as the word and just replace it with value, I'm giving you something of value. I'm risking it in hopes of getting something in value returned. And if I don't get it, the only way that I can then satisfy myself is to then give you something of value again and risk again to hopefully get something of value back. That to me is still gambling.
Yeah, of course. But they have so much runway to kind of keep playing with that.
They're gonna skirt the loop because all the UK Parliament people, do any of them have any gaming accounts anywhere? That's what I want to know.
I know.
Are the people weighing in on all this stuff? In my head, I'm generalizing them all to be like 50 plus who haven't played a single round of Fortnite, who don't even know what Origin is, who think Steam is that thing that comes out of their iron or an exhaust tailpipe. It's completely like separated from our industry and trust in the word of experts or others to weigh in and make their decisions. They don't have personal experience because if it was a bunch of people like us and EA came in there with that bullshit, it's not gambling. These are surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics.
I got a surprise mechanic for your ass. You're going to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Surprise. So they spent $550 and they still never got their favorite player. Messi, yes. Declined to comment how to activate spending control. All right, this is the important part. All right, how long does it take? Whose fault really? Is it on the console side or FIFA side? Because I know the console side actually does a lot. Some devices are more complicated than others. Here's a quick guide. On the Xbox One, select the Xbox symbol on the controller, go to the systems menu, and follow the pathway settings, account sign-in, security, and passkey. Select change, may sign in. Scroll right to customize and ask for my passkey to make purchases. Yeah, man.
That's not so bad, but I can see when you list it like that, it feels shitty. But when you're actually going through the interface, I've never once in my life been like, man, it's so hard to figure out how to get to that point to do the thing that I want to do one time. Yeah. If I had to do that 1,000 times, sure. Yeah. But would you do those steps to not have your kids spend $550 behind your back? Yeah. The answer is yes.
It's an adult. This is a parenting thing that everyone should do before they hand over the console.
It's a set and forget.
Yeah.
So
on the Nintendo Switch, log in using the parental control. Click Family Group and select each family member's login that you wish to restrict. Click Restrict Spending in eShop to disable purchasing and hit save. God, there's so many things you can do. Yeah. Like right now, you don't have to wait for FIFA to figure out their legal actions, right? On an iPhone or iPad, activate the screen time on the device. You know, set up a separate parent passcode, then go to content and privacy restrictions, activate content and privacy. Go to iTunes, App Store purchases, and set to don't allow. Well, iPhone and iPad is actually taking the longest.
You know what would be interesting, actually, now that I'm reading all this? Because the last time we recorded this episode, I said I would love to see like some sort of allowance system because obviously EA doesn't want people to they don't want it to be difficult to spend money. Right? Yeah. They want you to be able to spend $550. Right. I was saying that I would love to see them just do like a set and forget allowance system where like if you're a parent, you can say, all right, here, you're going to get $5 a month. Yeah. And it's just going to automatically come out. And as long as I leave this, you'll just have that. Because much like a gym membership, I'm probably sure you're going to get into the cadence of just getting used to seeing that $5 charge. Your kid might not even be playing that game anymore, but they're still going to be giving you that ethical charge of $5, $5. And that's, I think, will be a fair compromise for both sides. Yeah. There's also another thing that I was thinking, which might be just as great. Parents, if you know that your kid plays a game that's like microtransaction based, don't use your actual debit card that has $3,000, $4,000, or whatever credit card. Don't use that. Go get a burner card prepaid. Yeah. Like put $50 on there and be like, kid, you can use this to play whatever microtransaction games you want. Yeah. When that $50 is gone, you and I have a conversation. Yeah. How can you put more money on it? Did you put your own money on it? I'll do that for you. No problem. You cut some grass and you have $20. I'll put it on the card for you. Right. There will never be a $550 charge on a prepaid card. Right. Visa don't. It just says decline.
Yeah,
Didn't go through.
Yeah.
Insufficient funds.
Yeah.
Protect yourself, but give them the convenience of learning some responsibility, having some money, and you won't have that $550 charge.
The PS4 is similar. It looks a lot easier. You must set up a separate account for your child. The monthly spending limit is automatically set to 0. Oh,
look at that.
There's a monthly spending limit. Sony says it will not refund purchases made from adult accounts.
That's actually pretty fair.
Yeah. No, that's really fair.
Look at Sony. I've always called Sony the greediest company, but that actually is not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's make our own memory card format and charge $50.
Oh my God, this is a long article. New report issued by the Organization of Internet Matters found that 26% of 2,000 parents of 4 to 16-year-olds it spoke to were concerned about the amount of money their children were spending on in-game purchases.
Because it was more than 0.
How can you concern? It's like my kid don't spend money. Period. My kids only spend $2 a month because that's how much I allow them to. Right?
Would that?
Chief Executive Carolyn Bunning said it is important for parents. It's like they literally gave the credit cards to the kids. It's like, oh, I'm really concerned how he's spending that credit card.
I'm telling you, burner cards, man. You can go to a 7-Eleven right now. Prepaid Visas all over there.
Yeah.
Pick one up. Put $50 on it and get sleep at night.
Chief Executive Bunting said it's important for parents to remember to shield their games account passwords or PIN numbers and also have regular discussions with children about what is free in games and what costs money. I'm sure that most children don't want to be in a position where they have spent their own parents' money on Oakrest. Come on. That's way too assuming. It's like completely taking responsibility from the children.
Kids don't care, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm generalizing here, yes, so call me out. But for the most part, if you tell the kid, like, hit this button, and then you'll get stuff, it's going to cost money, but you can hit the button as many times as you want. I'm 1,000% positive, even if the kid was, like, trying to be responsible about it, they're probably going to buy more.
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy 1. Then they're like, I'm just going to buy 2. Okay, I bought 2. I'm going to buy 3, then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get messy yet, so I'm going to buy 4, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then Monday, $30, $30, $30, $30, $30.
Oh, my God. Last year, Belgium banned the sale of video game loot boxes, special characters rewards, which can be either purchased or acquired through games, play hours, but cannot be previewed in advance. In June, Kerry Hopkins, the vice president of EA, told British MPs that the boxes were quite ethical and fun, comparing them with Kinder Eggs, Hatchimals, and Lol Surprise. We do think that way that we implement these kind of mechanics, and FIFA, of course, is our big one. Our FIFA Ultimate Team in our packs is actually quite ethical and quite fun, quite enjoyable to people. Wow.
They're going to say whatever they can to protect.
Director of Research in Oxford Internet Institute said more data was needed in order to assess the impact of loot box style purchases. Loot boxes and in-app purchases present parents with a new frontier of challenges. Not really, man. Yes, it's a new idea to buy digital goods, but the concept's still the same. Does your kids respect you enough to not create these problems for you? I mean, that's all it is. I don't care. Mommy will have to deal with it later. It's the type of attitude that you can have a conversation. It's been there since the history of mankind, right? You just constantly got to remind the kids why this is a problem. Loot boxes is just another distraction.
Yeah.
10 years from now, it'll be something else. But if your kids are confident, strong, and understand the value of money and why they shouldn't waste it, it doesn't matter what you throw at them. Like, for every idiot kid that makes these purchases, I can name 100 more that are responsible. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But those don't make the headlines. It's these kids. 4 of them? 4 of your kids huddled together, congregated, and decided this was a good purchase 8 different times on Monday? The failure of that family, dude. It never will cease.
Well, let's just assume that this was the first time that their parents had seen that, because it was the first time that they had the gall to, like, we're going to spend $550 within a month's time, and then the bill came out, and then the parents knew that they had some shit to deal with. Yeah. I can at least give them that benefit of the doubt. But I definitely know, I'm sure that those kids don't have the same free reign. I bet you the credit card has either been removed or locked behind some sort of Nintendo Switch style. Like that, the guy from this article who was like, I didn't think my kids would do this, has done the parental settings for sure. For sure.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, at this point, he better.
But I'm telling you, parents, burner cards exist for a reason. It'll save you all of these headaches. Give your kid their own money stream through a prepaid Visa that you put the money on. They give you money, you put more money on it. You're in control of the flow, and there's a set 0 point that they won't go beyond. Regular debit cards and credit cards, the banks, of course, will allow you to overextend or leverage yourself because they get more interest charged on that. They get late fees charged on that, which you have to pay because you want access to your primary account. Them burner cards, though, it's a whole different hustle. I'm telling you. Get one, set it up for your kids' video game, whatever. Let them spend, and then once they're done, they're done. It's all on them. Get some sleep at night.
All right. That concludes
like
Games Recap again. You can go to our twitch.tv/blue_chance to check out how we fucked up on the last one by becoming a Twitch Prime subscriber.
Yeah.
But if you're on YouTube, you don't know any better.
Man, what if
you're seeing perfection every single time we upload.
We never make mistakes.
Never make mistakes. So thank you so much for anyone that's tuning in. We are starting with Games Go Online in a few minutes. We look forward to a guest that is a badass in every which way. So if any students, anybody interested in 2D concepting at a high level, tune in and wait for us. That comes on usually every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time following Games Recap. If you want to tune us live, if you're watching us now, hold on.
For the second time, consider yourselves recapped.